Oh, what's up guys? So today we're going to do part 2 of this series. This is how it looks. And we're going to do animation. So what we want to start with, we want to animate this flying out of the screen into the center. So you can put all this inside a group, Alt G, call it main. As usual, I normally use effectors to drive my animations, but first we still need to add the main group inside. Add the main group in a fracture object, like so. So you can call this main. And then we can add a plane effector. Go to the plane parameters and then remove this position here. This is, we go to effect fields and then we add a linear field. And then we go back to the parameters. And this the position Z is what we want to change. We're going to move it. Let's just add a camera there and make sure all these coordinates are zeroed out. Like so. Yeah. So let's just check if that is centered. So just put it at the center, somewhat at the center, like so. Maybe zoom it in a little. So this is where we want everything to be. You can even lock this camera now. You go to right click and then rigging tags and then protect. So this one protects all this, so you can't move the camera accidentally. So what you're going to do in the parameters, and parameter position, you want it out like so. So when we move the fall off, but then we want it also to go to this almost centered, and then we want to bring rotation. We want that, this, something like that. So when we animate this fall off, so from here we go to position frame 1, coordinates, set key, move it to frame 20, set key. So this is what you have. You can increase the speed or reduce. Just have it at 20. We're going to control the smoothness of the animation using delay effector. So I think it's coming from way behind. We need to adjust these parameters. P. We should start somewhere there. We should go like a negative 360 in the rotation, so that you have something like this. You should move it out like so. So yeah, so I think negative 180 will be okay. And do also negative 180 on this, and also do like a 90. So I'm just trying to figure out which side of the animation is going to look good. Yeah, so I'm going to add a delay effector on it. So if it's not added by default, you just select your fracture object, go to effectors, and then drag it and drop it here. And you can also disable or enable the effects. So this is the animation without effector. This is with effector. So we just need to change few settings here. So we enable position, rotation, and there's no scale. So we'll just go to effector, strength, and then increase the strength. Then you have that. So you can even increase it up to 100 and then see how it does. Reduce it. So I want it to show more of the side. So I'll go to my main. I want to disable delay. And then I go to parameters of the plane effector. So I want this to show more. And more of that. Even move it down. Yeah, something like that. So you go to main, enable that back, and then you play. So if you say even, what happens? You reduce that. Say blend. Yeah, so what does this do? So we can even come to our plane effector and then also enable pose scale. And what you want to do here is uniform scale and then say absolute, and then tell this to do a -1. So you can still adjust this part. Yeah, so something like that. So if you check this on the render, yeah, so something like that. So we'll just save this. I think we'll just not have. I think we need the scaling part. So another thing with the fracture object, you can specify if you want it to be affected as a whole, or come to objects and then under mode you can pick explode segments or explode segments and connect. So if you say explode segments, this is what happens. Which is also giving you some nice animation, but then if your hierarchy of elements here are not well followed, then you'll have some problem in animating them. So if you say explode and connect, so we can adjust our let's disable the delay for a while. So we want to adjust this. Just set key, come to the end, also adjust it. Set key. So if you say explode segments and then you enable that, this is the kind of animation you're going to get. But because the hierarchy is not well followed, you have things that should be animating last being the first to be animated. So that's just another way. So for now I'm not going to go with this, I'm just going to go to straight. Yeah. So I just need to take my keyframes back to 30. Yeah, so that's the animation. I think I need to adjust my keys back. There. Go to the last key. There. So this is what we have. I enable back my so we want it to come in. Just remove this. Come in, and then when it reaches here, this middle part flips and then the text animates on it. So somewhere there. So you're going to select the middle part It's probably in this layer. Yeah, it's really, I think it's this one. Yes, it's this one. So I'll just call it mid part. So I want it to rotate. So when this comes in somewhere here, I want it to be like this. Then set a key. And at this point, I want it to go to 0. And set a key. Zero. $180. So you have these. Yes. So now you have it animating like that. So somewhere here we want this text to also animate. So what you're going to do, I think you're going to duplicate this, or this one text. So we're going to come inside the mid, and then we go to start with this, then we go to letters, and then we want to drag this in here. Then let's check that. So it comes in. Yeah. So you just need to adjust this part. This, move it to up to when all the text is typed. Set key. Move it back. Yeah. So what you're seeing here is this animating, then flips. And then you come here, parameters, we only need position Z. I think we also need this because we want it to fly as if it's flying from the camera. Like so. So let's see how that looks. Okay, so we need to also do a delay. and then effectors, make it that. So this is how it looks. I think we need to change a few things on these parameters. Maybe remove some of these rotations. We should only have that as 180. Okay. So I think we're going to also use this for the writing bolt. So we are going to drag it and drop it in there. So just bring this one in here. Come to this. So we just need to adjust this. And then I come to I think this should be 180. This should be 180, and then under this two should be 180 0. So you have the animation happening like that. Yes. So the animation is okay. And then now this part, these two, these two, we can choose to put all of them inside a fracture. And put it in there. And then you can do this and call it baddest. And then say this fracture effectors, they drop baddest in there. So what you want to do to this, you don't need it to be affected by position, so just switch that off. You only need a rotation. So we need a rotation on the not that, but this. And then just need to intersect this a little. move it close, intersect those. Like so. Alright, so we have that going on. So this is how it's going to animate. But then, which part is this? I need this object inside here. I think we can even tell these to do that. Let's see. Let's explode and connect. Cool. So we need to go back to the baddest and then maybe parameters. And then on the, let's say 360. Then let's bring back the position. And then this part, just a little. And then we go back in there. I want to drop this delay inside there. Bolt. Stop that delay in there. Then DJ delay is in there. Then the delay is in there. Yep, so from the previous tutorials, you'll always find me animating using effectors. They actually do very nice so something weird happening here. So under baddest we need to also bring scale, and then yeah, so that you don't see it at all. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and the next part we are going to show you how to set up a render and have a realistic look like this one you're seeing here.